You ever notice how some people can twist a conversation so fast you end up apologizing for something you didn't even do? Like 1 second you're calling them out, and the next second you're the villain in their story? Yeah, that's not an accident. That's manipulation. And here's what's crazy. Most people spend their entire lives getting played by the same tactics over and over, bleeding time, energy, respect, and peace, because nobody ever showed them the pattern. But here's what nobody tells you about manipulation. It's not about being smarter than manipulators. It's about recognizing the playbook, because once you see the game, you can't be played. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot 8 major manipulation tactics the second someone tries to use them on you, and you'll know exactly how to shut each one down. Here's what nobody tells you about manipulation. It doesn't look like manipulation. It looks like care, like concern, like someone who just wants what's best for you. The best manipulators don't walk around twirling mustaches. They smile. They ask questions. They make you feel like you're the problem. This isn't about becoming paranoid. This is about pattern recognition. Because manipulators use the same playbook over and over. Same moves, different faces. And once you know what to look for, you'll never miss it again. So we're breaking down 8 tactics that show up everywhere. Relationships, work, family, and you're getting the exact counter for each one. Tactic 1, gaslighting, the reality twist. You remember a conversation clearly. They said yes to your plans, but when you bring it up, they look at you like you've lost your mind. I never said that. You're imagining things. This is gaslighting. They're not disagreeing with you. They're rewriting reality and making you question your own brain. One denial at a time until you stop trusting yourself and start relying on them to tell you what's real. The counter? Start documenting. Write things down. And when they deny something, don't defend your memory. Just say, "That's interesting because I remember it differently." Then walk away. You don't need their permission to believe your own experience. But that tactic messes with your head. This next one messes with your heart. Tactic 2, guilt tripping, the emotional invoice. You set a boundary. You can't help someone this weekend, something reasonable. And instead of respecting it, they hit you with, "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me?" They're turning your kindness into currency. Every nice thing they did, that's a debt you owe. They're not asking for help. They're making you feel like a terrible person for saying no. Here's the trap. You start defending yourself, explaining, apologizing, and now you're treating your no like something you need permission for. The counter? When someone guilt trips you, ask yourself, am I actually responsible for this, or am I just being made to feel responsible? Then say, I understand you're disappointed, but my decision stands. No explanation, no defense. That tactic makes you the bad guy. But this next one makes you compete for scraps. Tactic 3, love bombing, the affection fire hose. Someone acts like you're the most incredible person they've ever met. Constant texting, compliments, future talk after 3 days. Amazing, right? Wrong. This is love bombing. It's control disguised as intensity. Here's the twisted part. Once you're hooked on that validation, they pull back. They go cold. Suddenly you're chasing that feeling, trying to figure out what you did wrong. But that initial intensity was never real. It was bait. The counter? Slow down. When someone tries to fast forward through trust, pump the brakes. Real connection grows at a normal pace. Say, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I need to take this at my own speed. Watch their reaction. Secure people respect it. Manipulators get frustrated. But wait until you see this next trick. It's emotional disappearing ink. Tactic 4, silent treatment, the invisible wall. You're in a normal disagreement, but instead of talking, they shut down completely, won't look at you, won't respond. They act like you don't exist. This is the silent treatment. They're not taking space to cool down. They're using silence as a weapon, training you like a dog. Speak up, get frozen out, until you learn to keep quiet and give them exactly what they want. Most people can't handle the silence, so you apologize just to make it stop. That's exactly what they want. The counter? Don't chase. Don't beg. Say once, when you're ready to have an adult conversation, I'm here. Then go live your life. Communication is a two-way street, and if someone only talks when you agree with everything, they're not looking for dialogue. They're looking for obedience. That tactic freezes you out. But this next one turns you into a puppet. But before we get to tactic 5, if you want to maximize your cognitive abilities, check out the Neuroenergizer, a mind-strengthening tool based on neuroscience. There's a link in the description. Tactic 5, triangulation, the relationship triangle. You're having a disagreement, and instead of dealing with it directly, they bring in a third person. Well, Sarah thinks you're being unreasonable too. Suddenly, you're not just facing one person. You're facing an invisible jury. This is triangulation. They're making you feel outnumbered, so you question yourself. But here's the truth. That third person probably doesn't even know they're being used as ammunition. The counter? Collapse the triangle. Say, if you have a problem with me, talk to me, not about me. Keep it direct. Keep it between the two of you. Because the moment you start defending yourself to invisible third parties, you've lost. But here's where it gets sneaky. That used other people. This next one weaponizes weakness. Tactic 6. Playing the victim, the sympathy shield. Someone does something wrong. You confront them. And instead of taking accountability, they flip into victim mode. You're attacking me. I can't do anything right. After everything I've been through, see what happened? You brought up a legitimate problem, and now you're comforting them. The spotlight moved from their actions to their pain. You're left feeling like the bad guy for even bringing it up. This hijacks your empathy. You soften, apologize, drop the issue while they skate away without addressing what they did. The counter? Don't take the bait. Say, I hear that you're upset, but we still need to address what happened. Keep returning to the original issue, because accountability isn't cruelty, and honesty isn't an attack. That dodges responsibility. But this next tactic is psychological warfare. Tactic 7. Darvo. The reality flip. Someone hurts you. You confront them calmly, and they hit you with a 3-stage missile: deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. First, they deny it. That never happened. Then they attack you. You're too sensitive. And then the flip. They make themselves the victim. I can't believe you're accusing me of this. You're defending your tone instead of them defending their actions. That's what Darvo does. Flips the script so completely, you forget who actually got hurt. The counter? Say this. I'm not here to debate whether this happened. I know what happened. The question is whether you're willing to take responsibility or not. If they keep deflecting, walk away. And that rewrites history. But this final one, it makes you carry their shame. Tactic 8. Projection, the blame mirror. Someone's jealous, insecure, dishonest. But instead of dealing with their issues, they accuse you of doing exactly what they're guilty of. The cheater calls you unfaithful. The liar says you can't be trusted. This is projection. They're taking their uncomfortable feelings and throwing them at you, because facing their own flaws makes them vulnerable, so they'd rather make those flaws your problem. You're so busy defending yourself that you forget they're the ones actually exhibiting that behavior. The counter? Don't defend yourself. Reflect it back. Say, that's interesting. You're describing yourself right now. Because projection only works when you accept the blame they're trying to hand you. Now you can spot gaslighting, guilt-tripping, love-bombing, silent treatment, triangulation, playing the victim, Darvo, and projection the second someone tries to use them. Once you recognize these patterns, you stop being the player and start being the referee. You call the fouls, you eject the manipulators, and you protect your peace like it's worth more than gold. Here's your choice. Go back to letting people twist reality, or start recognizing manipulation for what it is. A performance you don't have to watch. If you want more breakdowns that help you become a more effective you, subscribe and keep the momentum going. Watch 5 Questions Liars Always Ask. It's on the screen. Check out the Neuroenergizer, a mind-strengthening tool based on neuroscience. There's a link in the description. Now stop falling for the performance and start seeing through the manipulation.